Hey there, friends. My name is Sarah Austin, and I host a podcast called SarahTalk. I was asked by some folks to kind of demonstrate how we have our setup in the studio here using Mix Minus to include phone calls from our listeners and also the setup I use for Skype with a Mix Minus as well. Here's the basic Mix Minus setup we use in our studio. Please don't mind the leftover holiday mess. First, our phone connection. We're using an iRig2 interface between our phone and the mixer. This device allows the caller to be routed to a mixer channel while sending only the audio we choose back to the phone. The iRig has 3 connections, one to the mixer, one from the mixer, and one connecting to the phone. In our setup, we have the yellow cable coming out of the amplifier labeled jack and into one of our mixer channels, in this case, line in 7-8. The key part of this setup is the red cable. The red cable connects to the instrument jack of the iRig2. It's going to take only the audio we choose and send it back to the phone attached to the iRig2. For this, we'll use an auxiliary send. On our Behringer 1204 USB, auxiliary send 1 is pre-fader and auxiliary send 2 is post. Connecting to the pre-fader send will allow everything in the mix to route back to the phone at its full volume. That is, you can pull the fader all the way down or even mute the channel and it will still route back to your caller. As I have it set now, it's on the pre-fader send 1. Now, we use the corresponding auxiliary knobs on each channel to set the specific channels we want going back to the phone and their volumes, or turn off completely the ones we don't want sending back to the phone. On our mixer, we are currently using channels 1 through 3 for our microphones, so these are the sources we want our caller to hear. It helps to make a test call to a friend to help make sure these levels sound good to your caller. As you can see, channels 1, 2, and 3 have the auxiliary 1 knob pointed at the 12 o'clock on the dial. Occasionally, we want our callers to be able to hear clips being played on our computer, an iPad, or another device, and all we have to do is raise the volume on that channel's auxiliary control. In this case, our PC is in line 5-6, and I would turn the corresponding knob to 12 o'clock. I also run a separate Mix Minus to my PC for Skype calls, though we prefer to use the phone on our show. For this, I run a cable from the computer's audio output jack into a channel on my mixer, here 5-6. Then, another cable connects from the auxiliary send 2, the black cable beneath the red, to the computer's microphone input. For this, I then set Skype to use the computer's audio card inputs and not the USB mixer options. I use the USB input-output to record to software on the same PC, so using the correct audio settings is important. Again, just like the phone example, the banks of knobs labeled auxiliary 2, in this example, are used to determine which channels and at what levels get sent back to the PC running Skype. Remember, in this setup, aux2 is a post fader, meaning that we still have to set the level on the knobs, but any volume changes we make on the channel faders will change the audio going back to Skype. I hope this demonstration helps you in your own recording setups. Feel free to reach out directly if you have any further questions or comments at producer@sarahtalk.com.